I found the ghost of you sleeping in my mirror, a soft distortion with your smile painted thinner. The walls keep breathing slowly, like they're mourning what we were, and the moon hangs like a chandelier over everything you blurred. I touch the space you used to hold, and it feels colder than the truth. I'm drowning in the velvet rouge of your name, a palace built from sirens, a kingdom carved from blame. You love me like a prophecy that never meant to stay. Now every heartbeat drips in red, a hymn you washed away. Your shadow wears your perfume as it wanders through my chest, and my ribs are just the corridors. Your absence haunts the best. I try to stitch the sky back when you tore it at the seams, but stars don't shine for endings, they just flicker in the dreams. And God, I tasted heaven once, it left the cruelest afterglow. I'm drowning in the velvet ruins of your name, a cathedral built on longing, a prayer without a flame. You kiss me like a warning wrapped in soft celestial shame. Now every truth is stained with you, and nothing feels the same. Maybe love is just a fever with a diamond-coated sting, a lullaby of endings that pretends to be a dream. And maybe you were just an omen with a heartbeat dressed as gold, beautiful and breaking, terrifying to hold. So here I am in the velvet ruins of your name, a kingdom made of shadows that forgot who lit the flame. You left me with a silence far too pretty to explain. I wear it like a mourning dress and whisper you again. You love me like a daydream that you didn't plan to keep, a summer made of violets that wilted in your sleep. Your kiss was sugar-coated, but it stung beneath the sweet. Like honey on a bullet, you placed gently at my feet, and I held it like a secret, thinking softness meant you'd stay. But even angels cast a shadow when they turn and walk away. You were honey on a bullet, beautiful but built to a wildfire dressed in moonlight, a love that bloomed too soon. I swallowed every warning just to taste your quiet doom. And now your absence is a weapon that keeps shooting through my room. You showed me all your darkness like it was something I could fix. But love is not a bandage, just a trick we never quit. I tried to hold your breaking like a rosary of pain, but every prayer I whispered only called your ghost by name. And I still wear your sorrow like perfume I can't wash out, a lullaby of longing in a symphony of doubt. 'Cause you were honey on a bullet, sweet enough to make me bleed. A sunset built on warnings, a fate I couldn't read. You ruined me so softly, I forgot to even plead. Now I'm lying in the wreckage of a love I couldn't lead. Maybe tragedy was all we were, a masterpiece of almost. Maybe you were meant to haunt me more than you were meant to hold. Honey on a bullet, that's the taste you left behind. A slow and golden ending with no mercy in its design. If love was meant to save me, yours was never that inclined. But God, I touched the bruise again just to feel you I've been living in the outline of the person I became. When loving you meant shrinking just to fit inside your frame. You left pieces of your silence in the corners of my chest. Now every breath feels borrowed, every heartbeat feels possessed. And I hate that I still orbit a planet you destroyed. Is this what love becomes? A bleached out heaven, a dying sun? You tore the colors from my lungs and left me breathing in your dust. I gave you all my fragile trust. You broke it just to feel alive. Now I'm living in the afterlife of us. a promise gone to rust. I swallowed all your sadness. Now it's poison in my blood. You move through me like winter, quiet, cold, and undesigned. I keep melting in the places you start wanting to be mine. And I hate that you're the echo in every thought I hide. Is this what love becomes? A bleached out heaven there you drum. You drained the color from my pulse and left a shadow in its place. I try to hold your fading grace, but ghosts don't stay when touched too much. Now I'm living in the ruins of our trust. Maybe I was always meant to love you from a distance. Maybe you were just a wound dressed up as a witness. Is this what love becomes? A bleached out heaven, quiet, numb. You left a crater in my chest where all your warmth used to reside. I keep pretending I survive, but every truth comes undone. 'Cause losing you already felt like dying. Son. You left your shadows in my breathing, in the spaces where you stayed. A quiet bruise beneath my heartbeat that refuses to decay. I tell myself I'm moving forward, but every step recalls your name. Like time itself keeps folding back to where we burned and came undone. And I'm still learning how to hold myself without the parts of me you carried out. Why does your goodbye still have a shape carved into the light of every room? Why do I feel your hands in mine every time I try to bloom? You left a silence that doesn't sleep. It sings me memories I can't erase. Tell me, how can something gone so far still feel inches from my face? Whispers in the ceiling, to echoes trembling in hands. fragile pieces of a weed. Wish I could unlove the way I learned you, but you live inside the quiet I fall into. Why does your goodbye still have a shade carved in the light of every room? Why do I feel your hands in mine every time I try to bloom? You left a silence that doesn't sleep. It sings me memories I can't erase. Tell me, how can something gone so far still feel inches from my face? Maybe you were just a moment that my heart mistook for fate. Maybe I was just a lesson you were never meant to stay. But if we ever cross again in the soft between of night and day, I hope you see the love I kept, even when it hurt to stay. And your goodbye still has a shape, sharp, tender, permanent, something I keep tracing in the dark you left behind. Opens like a theater, and your shadow takes the lead, the silhouette of everything I wanted you to be. The sky unspools in ribbons, pouring gold across the floor, and every step you ever took echoes like a closing door. I watch the world in slow collapse, surreal where love forgot its script. We were cathedrals made of falling light, beautiful and breaking, glorious in spite. You held me like a prophecy the stars refused to write, and I loved you like a kingdom built to crumble overnight. Now every memory burns too bright. God, we were cathedrals made of falling light. Your voice drifts through the rafters like a hymn that lost its choir, and I stand among the ruins of a truth we never fired. I taste the ghost of every promise that you whispered into dust. Some ruins stay romantic even when they lose our trust, and I swear the moon is watching us, a witness draped in silver grief. We were cathedrals made of falling light, fragile as a heartbeat, holy as a lie. You kissed me like a warning wrapped in somatic sighs, and I loved you like a tragedy that never learned to die. Now all that's left is glowing white, shattered glass and falling light. maybe we were always destined for the beauty of collapse. Two portraits painted trembling in a frame too small to last. Still, we were cathedrals made of falling light, a masterpiece of almost a requiem in flight. And though the credits roll tonight on every version where we survive, I'll keep your name inside the glow of every dying star I write. You were my ache, my ache, my hand, my light, my cathedral fallen out of sight. I've been counting all the echoes that you left across my skin, little shadows of the moments that we never got to live. Your voice still lingers in the doorway, like it's scared to walk away. And I keep holding on to pieces of a love you couldn't stay. And I know I shouldn't chase it, but you're the place my heart still goes. If you disappear first, I'll feel the sky fold in on me. You left a crater where your warmth used to reach so easily. I keep falling through the memory of the person I was then. God, I'd burn myself to keep you if it meant you'd stay again. If you disappear first, I don't know who I become next. The nights are colder than they used to be. Your absence has a shape, it curls around my heartbeat like a promise made too late. I rehearse the things I'd tell you if we met in some new life. I was better when I knew you. I'm still bleeding from goodbye, and your name feels like a sunrise that forgot to bring the light. If you disappear first, I'll lose the map of what I am. You were the glow behind my ribs, you were the calm inside my hands. I keep sinking into memories that weren't strong enough to last. I trade every piece of healing just to rewrite our past. If you disappear first, who will I be when you're gone? Maybe love was meant to haunt me, something fragile, something brief. Maybe you were just the fire that taught my heart how to leave. If if you disappear first, I'll carry what we couldn't fix. You were the ache I held too tightly, you were the loss I couldn't quit. I keep wondering if you ever feel the same wind on your skin, 'cause every time it touches mine, it feels like you again.